What early experiences did you have in your career, and what lessons did you learn? I'd like to share one of my stories. I just happened to tell this to somebody the other day and found it interesting enough to record it here. Early on, actually, while I was in college, as a part time job, I was writing software for my father's company, which made machine tools, at the time called Weldon Machine Tool. And so I would write these Fortran programs as a side project. And one of these programs was for this part. And this part would start from a prototyping standpoint, would start as a drawing and then sit on another engineer's desk for an average of 6 weeks. And eventually they would convert it to machine code. So I wrote a program for automatically taking inputs from the drawing and generating the machine code automatically so that the machinist could do it right by the tool. That took 6 minutes for the program to run. So we were taking 6 weeks down to 6 minutes. So the first lesson I learned, one of these early experiences, is that there's tremendous waste out there if you can find solutions, if you look for it, if you think about innovative ways to approach things. And so things that were done for a long period of time, look at them differently and drive that waste out. So that was lesson number one. The second lesson is that as we first started sending sample machine code to the client, they came back and said, the math is wrong. The numbers that we're getting are coming back wrong compared to what they get. And so this certainly frustrated me. I was a very young, undegreed engineer at the time, and certainly assumed I must have it wrong. I didn't know how, didn't know why. So they eventually came back and said, you know what? You were right. We've been doing it wrong all along. I forget now if it was a datum selection or something like that, but that our approach was, in fact, better and more accurate. And so this was perhaps an even more valuable lesson for me, especially as a young engineer, is that just because someone with more experience says it's so doesn't make it true. Challenge assumptions, challenge what you see to be true, and and explore. Do the math, do the investigation, whatever you have to do. Do not assume that just because something has always been there, that makes it right. So this was one experiences in my early career. It taught me those two valuable lessons in a lot of ways. It may have shaped a lot of the work that I did going forward from there. So thank you to this little part. It's why I keep it on my bookshelf as a reminder. What are your experiences? What have you learned? How did you take it away and how did it shape you? Love to hear more. Thanks.